let the good times roll.
Today marks the 6-year anniversary of Mafia 3. Yes, it's been 6 years since Mafia 3 released. For this special occasion, I thought it'd be fitting to talk about Mafia 3 in its earliest stages. A lot of people don't know, but Mafia 3 went through various script changes to become the game we all know today. On September 30th, 2020, Daniel Vávra appeared on the Czech podcast At the Round Table, hosted by Patrick and Martin. For those who don't know, Daniel Vávra was the original scriptwriter for Mafia: The City of Lost Heaven and Mafia 2. Before Mafia 2 were released, Daniel Vávra left 2K Games due to creative differences. He doesn't even consider the last 5 missions of Mafia 2 to be canon. The Czech podcast video was translated by UM303C in English, and in the video Daniel Vávra talks about his original script for Mafia 3.
Ty jsi zmiňoval, že jsi měl námět nebo přímo i scénář na Mafii 3. Máš ho pořád někde doma a můžeš o tom aspoň něco říct?
No, to právě nevím. Mám ho pořád někde doma. A jako bylo to úplně něco jiného, než co udělali. Jako...
Třeba z jaký to bylo doby nebo něco?
Pokračovalo to v takovém tom trendu, že bylo to ze stejné doby. Teda. To vlastně to je jediná věc, kterou si oni nechali z tu dobu. A
kdo byl třeba hlavní hrdina, nebo jestli nějak navazoval na ten příběh?
Bylo to úplně geniální, v skutečnosti.
Bylo to tak geniální, až to neprošlo.
Hrál jsi tam i za policajta, měl jsi tam hrát i za policajta třeba a vyšetřoval si to sám sebe, jako toho gangstera se vyšetřoval jako policajt. A což je úplně boží, ale nešlo to vyšetřit a bylo to napsané tak, že si jako, i když si jako vlastně věděl, co se stalo, tak to jako bylo furt stejně těžké to jako vyřešit. Takže to bylo fakt jako dobrý. A to bylo jako fakt extrémně mě sere, že se to neudělalo, protože to bylo fakt dobrý.
A to, že to nemůžeš říct, jsou důvody, že máš nějak
smluvně
to podepsaný,
jako,
nebo to někdy?
Měl jsem nějaký smlouvy, teď už to jako asi neplatí a teď jako je otázka, co je prostě, že tak ty NDAčka už jsou jako vypršelý, ale furt máš takový, že bys neměl říkat nějaké věci jako, že do konce života, takže prostě tohleto do toho asi nespadá, možná jsem zbytečně opatrný, právník mi říkal, že to do toho nespadá, tak, ale jako vlastně nemám chuť se s někým pak handrkovat. Jako.
Takže není šance, že bychom to viděli, ne třeba jako hru, ale že bys to vydal jako ten scénář?
To si myslím, že vůbec ne. To si myslím, že není šance, protože to jako pravděpodobně je jedno. Teď jsem teda tady prozradil, že to je. Třeba ani nevědí, jak to bylo, tak kdybych to udělal, tak vlastně si to ani nevšimnul třeba. Ale jako není to moje.
Je ještě něco?
Jako není to tvoje, jako že na to nemáš práva?
No, nemohl bych asi teďka udělat to samý.
Tohle mě jako strašně zaujalo, jak jsi říkal, že tam můžeš hrát za policajta a takhle. Je ještě něco, co můžeš prozradit? Ať víme, čeho litovat.
Ne, my jsme strašně řešili třeba JFK, že jo, jako atentát, tak to bylo z této doby, prostě to bylo a docela jsme to tam řešili. A nebylo to jako, že tam někde zabíš prezidenta, ale jako ten samotný koncept, že prostě, že máš 2 hlavní postavy a tak v té době bylo podle mě vrcholně originální. Pak shodou okolností to měli GTAčka, nedlouho potom. Jako... Měl
to i Vietkong.
No, jako, ale tohle bylo fakt jako takový, že ty 2 hlavní postavy byly vlastně proti sobě. To je jako podle mě jako velmi... To je právě přesně to, já jsem to říkal, zase jsem to včera říkal tom Steamu, Michal Rybka mi udělal radost, který tam taky pracoval, takže ty věci zná a ten říkal, já si Dana nevážím kvůli za to, co udělal, ale za to, co neudělal. Jakože ty věci, co se měly dělat a nedopadly, takže byly mnohem lepší než ty věci, co dopadly, což jako bych tak skoro i možná řekl, že je pravda. No. Kromě teda Kingdom Come.
A byl ten scénář kompletně dokončený? Nebylo to bylo nějak jako rozpracovaný?
Dělali jsme to fakt dlouho. To nebylo jako žádný prototyp. Jakože nebyl to prototyp scénáře. Já jsem na tom fakt strávil hodně času.
No
a ne já. Jako,
ta spolupráce teda pak skončila, že ty si to prezentoval?
Já jsem odešel, protože prostě to nedopadlo. Tak
ty jsi to prezentoval a oni řekli prostě ne, tak si odešel? Anebo to bylo tak, že...
To jsem odešel.
Prostě si odešel, když
a
řekli,
odešel jsem jako, že jsem prasknul dveřma, jakože...
A oni se prostě
ve středu to vypadalo, že tam budu dělat dalších 5 let a ve čtvrtek už jsem nepřišel.
To je to pro mě, jako když ti takhle někdo sáhne, že na tvoje dítě.
To bylo i jako celkově, jak vůbec k té situaci dospělo. Jakože prostě jsem si řekl, že jako opravdu tímhle stylem to nejde dělat. Jakože, že bych se zbláznil.
Už před začátkem jsme tady probírali stream
According to Daniel Vávra, the original script of Mafia 3 took place in the same time period as the final version of Mafia 3, in the 1960s. Vávra didn't mention the location of the game, but he did say that the story dealt with President John F. Kennedy a lot. In the original script of Mafia 3, you played as two protagonists, one cop and one gangster. Both main characters were on the opposite sides of the law, and they were trying to take each other down. The story sounds very similar to the 2006 Martin Scorsese movie The Departed. The film takes place in Boston. Irish mob boss Frank Costello, played by Jack Nicholson, plants Colin Sullivan, played by Matt Damon, as a spy within the Massachusetts State Police. At the same time, the police assign undercover state trooper Billy Costigan, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, to infiltrate Costello's crew. Sullivan, the criminal, and Costigan, the cop, race against time to discover each other's identity before it's too late. The movie The Departed is a remake of the 2002 Hong Kong film Internal Affairs. Daniel Vávra said he worked on the script for Mafia 3 for a very long time, and that a lot of work went into it. He left 2K Games for a number of reasons, but one reason he left was because he presented his script for Mafia 3 to 2K Games and they didn't want it, so he left very shortly after that. There were more reasons for his departure, but he just couldn't work under 2K Games anymore. 2K Games is one of the worst gaming publishers in the video game industry, and I don't blame Vávra for leaving. According to Mafia 2 Extended Edition's VK page, this is what Mafia 3 used to look like. Mafia 3 originally took place in Havana, Cuba. I spoke to the admin who runs this page, and he told me via DMs that these images were sent to him by a former 2K Czech developer. For NDA reasons, he can't disclose the name of the person who sent the images, but I've known the admin who runs this page for many years now, and these images do seem legitimate. The engine looks like Mafia 2, and if you played Mafia 2 long enough, then you'll recognize some of the assets. In the gaming industry, it is very normal for gaming developers to test their future projects on previous game engines. And according to these 8 images, Mafia 3 was originally planned to take place in Havana, Cuba.
Hey, shine your shoes, pal! Shoe shine! I got your shoe shine right here!
On ArtStation, Adrian Gairod uploaded these 5 images in an album titled Mafia 3 Havana for 2K Games and 2K Czech. The artworks are dated 2013, that is 3 years after the release of Mafia 2. Adrian Gairod uploaded 2 more albums of Mafia 3 that are also dated 2013. The first album is called Mafia 3 Bayou and features New Bordeaux police with the Samson Protector in the background. The album also includes many images of the Bayou, and there's even an early concept artwork of Lincoln Clay in one of the pictures holding a shovel. And the third album by Adrian Gairod is called Mafia 3 New Bordeaux's Port, which features the city of New Bordeaux. It's possible in 2013 Mafia 3 was planned to take place in New Bordeaux and in Havana, Cuba. According to Adrian's 2013 concept artwork of Mafia 3, we still played as Lincoln Clay, and New Bordeaux and Havana, Cuba were game locations. It's possible we saw more of Lincoln's origins. According to Father James, Lincoln's mother was Dominican. Maybe she lived in Cuba, or maybe Cuba had nothing to do with Lincoln's past and dealt with the Cuban mafia. Anything is possible, we don't know. But what we do know is Mafia 3 went through various script changes to become the game we all know today, and at one point Havana, Cuba was one of the game's locations. Mafia 3 received an update on Steam that accidentally added a folder full of developer test levels. This folder was called Test Scenes and was 3.6 gigabytes in size, with a total of 250 files. The developer test levels have now been removed in an update, but I still have them archived on my PC. I already made a video where I talked about 3 Empire Bay maps that were included in this developer testing folder, and I also made a video covering the cancelled 2017 Rhapsody game, which took place in 1980s Berlin, Germany. But in this video, I want to talk about the misinformation about this island test level. Some people believe that this developer test level is of Havana, Cuba. The maps file is called Test DLC Island Fortress. and is a whopping 1.6 megabytes in size. It contains 3 small islands. The truth is that this developer test level is just an early version of Mafia 3's DLC Stones Unturned. This would explain the name DLC Island Fortress. Also, if you take a look at the real map of Havana, Cuba, then you would know that Havana is the largest city in Cuba. Personally, I do not believe that this map is of Havana or any island from Cuba. If you open this SDS file with Mafia Toolkit, there's no mention or reference to Havana or Cuba. The name of this developer test level is literally Test DLC Island Fortress. It was simply a developer test level for the island meant for the Stones Unturned DLC. If you played Mafia 3's Stones Unturned DLC, then you would know that it takes place at an unknown island, and this developer test level was just an early version of it. But what we do know for a fact is that in the original script of Mafia 3, you played as 2 protagonists, 1 cop and 1 gangster. Both main characters were on the opposite sides of the law, and they were trying to take each other down. The game took place in the same time period as Mafia 3, in the 1960s, and the story mentioned JFK a lot. And according to in-game screenshots provided by Mafia 2 Extended Edition, Mafia 3 took place in Havana, Cuba. And lastly, according to Adrian Gyra's concept artwork from 2013, Mafia 3 was supposed to take place in multiple cities such as Havana and New Bordeaux. It's possible that there was also more locations planned. Maybe as time goes on, more information will surface about Mafia 3's original version. As for now, this is all the available information we have. I know for a fact that many Mafia 2 and Mafia 3 game developers are sitting on a gold mine of Mafia game footage, but they can't share it to the general public due to NDA reasons. If you used to be a 2K Chuck game developer or a Hanker 13 game developer and you want to share information to the public without violating your non-disclosure agreement, then please email me at mafiagamevideos@gmail.com. You have my word that I will not disclose your name to the public, and if you still don't feel comfortable, then use a burner email account to email me anything related to the Mafia games or Hanker 13 projects. A lot of developers have reached out to me, and that's how I broke the story about Scarface Empire, the sequel to Scarface The World Is Yours. And that concludes this video. I hope you guys learned something new today, and if you're a Mafia game developer or if you used to be one, please email me.
Lake Park seemed dark, silvery moon is shining through the trees. Cast to me you, sound of kisses floating on the breeze. Act 1,